Welcome back to Powerboating in Paradise TV with members of the Florida Powerboat Club. This is Stu Jones with producer Ryan McCoy in the Pompano Beach studio, and we are happy to be releasing the highly anticipated series covering the 2021 edition of the Key West Offshore Poker Run, brought to you by Cigarette Racing Team. And guys, I know you've been waiting because this is our biggest event, and we reached epic numbers, 280 registered teams, and we have been in the studio for the last few months putting all the pieces of the puzzle together. And yes, indeed, this is our signature poker run event in every measurable way. Top representation from all of the major manufacturers and visitation from all over the United States, Canada, and as far away as Europe, for a poker run that many describe as a bucket list poker run that they have been planning for years. It's all here in these next 12 episodes featuring our 29th annual Key West Poker Run. Our 2022 series sponsors include Blackwater Boats and their sister company Deep Impact Custom Boats and their authorized sales center Plantation Boat Mart, Mystic Power Boats, Cigarette Racing Team and their authorized sales center Top Gun Yachts, cigarette dealer Chief Marine Group, Midnight Express Powerboats, Big Thunder Marine, Concept Boats, Performance Boat Center, Mercury Racing, and Florida Powerboat Club's longest running sponsor, Nortec High Performance Boats. Additionally, we'd like to thank these Key West feature sponsors. There are 18 in all. It's with their support that we're able to create such a signature poker run event every year, and we thank them for their support. So let's get started, guys, and there's going to be a captain's meeting at the beginning of every poker run. This is the Tuesday evening for the Wednesday departure group taking place at the Trump International Resort in North Miami Beach, just about 2 miles away from Haulover Marine Center, where a lot of the teams are going to be launching in the morning. And, of course, the primary purpose of this captain's meeting is to go over the important safety guidelines that we have outlined to all of the teams. And whether you've been on these club events for years, like some of the individuals I'm seeing here in the room, or whether it's your first time, it's important that you attend the captain's meeting. So trust me when I tell you that the Key West Poker Run is not the same year after year. We changed so many things about it, and this is the one opportunity for everyone to get all of those questions answered before they hit the waterways the next day, so they can have a great poker run over the coming days. Hey, go for it. Knock it out of the park. Have a great time, but please, please, please be safe. There we go. The sweet sounds of a poker run on a beautiful morning in November here at Haulover Marine Center, one of our official staging locations, and these guys have been busy bringing boats in over the last 2 days. And Lauren and Lily dockside waiting for everybody to arrive so they can check you in, give you your goodie bags, and some breakfast before you hit the waterways. And still a lot of high-performance hardware still on trailers here at Haulover Marine Center as Miss Jackie prepares the bagels and the cream cheese and the coffee and the juice and the fruit and all that stuff that she puts so much time into ordering so you guys can get some food in your belly before you hit the waterways. But remember, this is a 2-day departure, so a lot of the boats that are going in the water today, or many of them, are already in the water ready to roll, and a spectacular sight in every direction. If you're a high-performance enthusiast, just figure out some way to find your way down here to Haulover Marine Center, walk around the docks, but make sure your battery is charged in your phone because you're going to be taking a lot of photos and videos. Not inviting you to walk inside the barn because they're running those big forklifts back and forth, but just to wander down to the docks and see this amazing display of high-performance hardware and truly an eclectic mix of boats. Of course, now the performance catamarans, many of them with outboard power, and Mercury Racing outboards virtually everywhere. 5 of them bolted on to this brand new 42 MTI Uno Mas. Yes, that means one more in Spanish for those of you guys who need the translation, and obviously a cool name for a new member, Glenn Moss, all the way from California. And just a casual atmosphere here on this beautiful morning. Not really a big rush to get on the boats and get out going because this starts off at about 8 a.m., and we're not leaving the docks till close to 10. So there's not a huge rush. We give everyone time to get on the shuttle or take an Uber from their hotel, get down to their boats and get loaded up for the day. Remember that most of the preparations were done on the day before, so it's always smart to get your boat in the water and get rafted up here at Haulover Marine Center. Going forward for 2022, we know that we are going to have some challenges with the docking here at this facility. Therefore, we are looking for some alternative venues for kicking off and staging to get started for the poker run. So clearly the advantage goes to those of you who already have storage contracts here at Haulover Marine Center. And for those of you who are coming in from out of town on trailers, you will have to make appointments to get your boats lifted off. Any trucks or trailers that are going to be stored here for the next few days do have to have tickets or stickers, and that is all done through the staff here at Haulover Marine Center. And of course, similar staging activities going on simultaneously at marinas like TNT Marine Center and Grove Harbor Marina in Coconut Grove. But guys, it's just not enough. If you can find an alternative facility to launch and stage, then I urge you to explore those opportunities now as you're planning ahead for Key West 22. Well guys, all I can think of so far is that I've had a lot of eye candy on this beautiful Wednesday morning in November, and the eye candy continues, but it's not boats and bikinis now. It's just going to be some beauty shots of this, what I consider to be my home, South Florida, the coastal waters from Pompano Beach here, where we're lifting off in this Robinson R44. We are flying with Florida coast-to-coast helicopters today, and time now to really get a feeling of what these boaters can expect. These are the waterways that we're going to be on today. You can see there's a very, very light chop. The winds are low and ideal conditions for what is going to become now a beautiful Wednesday of boating as we now arrive here at Haulover Marine Center. And you can see just how strategically well located this marina is. Looking to the south, that's Haulover Inlet, just about a half a mile to the south, and of course the Miami skyline way off there in the distance. I think this shot here really tells the story of what this event has become. As you look down and you see all of the boats rafted off to the left, the boat ramps themselves are full of poker run boats that are launching just as we speak, getting ready for the run today. But this is the Wednesday departure. Remember, this is a small group. The Thursday group is twice the size of the Wednesday group, so it's important to understand just the magnitude of this event and the challenges that we have with logistics. And not to mention that in the fall of 22, as we prepare for our next Key West event, the 30th anniversary of this big event, those boat ramps will be under construction. So put that little piece of information in the back of your minds, guys, as you plan ahead. But let's talk about what a fantastic day this is about to become, as all these catamarans are just slowly idling up to our first checkpoint, which is new now. We decided to start using the fuel dock at Haulover Marine Center because clearly there was no reasonable way to start handing off a poker card inside the basin at Haulover Marine Center. So this new format has worked out really well as we get a cool shot here from the tail section of this R44 helicopter, once again using the 360 GoPro Max camera mounted on the Stinger, which is the tail section where the tail rotor is. And that's going to give us some really cool shots as we document this entire event from Miami down to Key West. I'm sure everybody's thinking just how many boats are going today. Well, in total, the Wednesday departure now at 100 boats, which is a record for this event, and that does help us a lot with managing the flow of the boats over the next couple of days. And now catching up with lovely Kendall, FPC girl, who's going to be doing our card handoff today at this new spot, which is Haulover Marine Center's fuel dock. And it couldn't be better because you got this floating dock, and we can do everything way down at the far end, which is away from the pumps. And it's not going to upset this guy, the boss man, John Lewis here helping us dockside. And here comes Bo and Tiffany Renfro, apparently our first boat for the day. They're going to come up and fake getting a card on Team Dirty Money, that 36-foot skater. But they're going the opposite direction, so they're just doing a little sightseeing today. I think they want to rendezvous with some more boats, and they're going to hold off on getting their card. And it was nice to see Team Black Thunder back here all the way from Hannibal, Missouri. 2 boats registered, this flat deck as well as a 43 raised deck. And just a note, guys, this Black Thunder team has got so much spirit. They've been around the club since the mid-90s. And with new ownership, I'm so happy to see them back on board.
Can't believe I'm doing the first poker card. Well, that's because Kendall's putting on her bikini. As we kick off the very first card for the 29th Key West poker run here. Got a beautiful cigarette coming in. Matching shirts, the whole bit. Looking good, guys. Looking good. Got you guys.
And congratulations to Joey Ginta from New York and his crew in this 42 cigarette team Doubledown. Let's catch them now as they head out through Haulover Inlet. Video footage courtesy of Zip Zap Power. And here's that second entry from Team Black Thunder. This is the 43 raised deck, and it's a boat that has the largest cabin in its class, and I once dubbed this as the 75-mile-per-hour floating condo. And let's welcome FPC girl Kendall, who's now got her bikini on, and I wondered what she had for breakfast. Here they are again, Team Raging Bull, 48-foot MTI, Sam and son Matt Gabriel. They joined us last year, and what made them come back? They said they made so many friends that they just had to be back again this year. This is a 2014 48-foot MTI powered by Mercury Racing 1350s. It's been in the club since it was new. Previous owner, of course, Gino Gargiulo. And here's a first-time team. This is Cody Sheeran in this MTI 390X. So happy that they're here to join us. And this is almost a brand new boat. It's a 2021. They bought the boat in July. This is their first performance boat. They do most of their boating back in Lake Cumberland, Kentucky. They did the state dock poker run back in the fall. They told us in their video bio that they heard from their friends that Key West was an awesome experience, so they had to join in. And another return from a long absence from the club, Gary Lickle and his brand new 39-foot MTI, which he ordered way back at the Miami Boat Show poker run in February. So fast forward about 7 months, and here they are on the Key West event. They brought back the special ops theme from the 38-foot cigarette Top Gun, which they ran with the club 12 years ago. And Tommy Archer Sr. Pulling up to the dock here in his 41-foot skater, which has been a very long journey, 2 years in the making. He just wasn't happy with the way the boat ran when he first got it, so he repowered with Mercury Racing 1100 twin turbos and new M6 drives. And he says he's never felt anything with the kind of power and performance this boat has. It was a big change from his 38-foot Baja Special he had when he first joined the club. Well, we know it's not their first rodeo. Stephen and Heather Miles and Team SMD, that's right. Stephen Miles' design in this 34-foot MTI. His first cat, and he says they absolutely love it. Trailered the boat 1,100 miles to join us for this event. And in one word, he described Key West as a spectacular event. Stephen said his only regret was that he hadn't joined the FPC Key West run a lot sooner. And let's say hi once again to Daniel Cates and Team Nauti to 2019 Renegade 33 Open. Daniel and Becky are all the way from Georgia, and they've already done a few poker runs with the club. Everything from the smallest event, the Winter Poker Run back in January 2020, and here they are now on the Key West event with 280 boats. This is going to be a real eye-opener for them. And now let's welcome Curtis Morris all the way from Texas, a 1,200-mile trailer. And even though this is his first Key West event, he says it was a bucket list event for them. But they're back-to-back because they just did the Emerald Coast Powerboat Week back in September. So they took the month of October to regroup and get the skater prepped for this run. And I'm certain there's a lot of moving parts to that equation because these are 572 cubic inch with PSI blowers, 1,500 horsepower aside. Let's listen in. And this is Don Doty and his lady Carol Ann Kent in this Skater 426. It's powered by a pair of Mercury Racing 1350s. Their other boat is Team Boss Lady. That's a 46 skater. We're going to see that boat right about now. And here is that other boat that's part of the Don Doty team. Jimmy Lee at the helm. They're partners on the boat, I'm led to believe. And that is the beautiful Miss Summer getting a poker card. So happy to see this young lady back. She has been on these club events going back more than 10 years. Boss Lady's a 2013 46 skater powered by Mercury Racing 1350s. And here she comes. And I'm beginning to think that this is a mini skater fest taking place as Chris and Quinn Lamort pull up here from New Jersey in their 36-foot skater. And just to make sure that we all know that, Chris calls the boat Skater 36. And that was Quinn getting the card. And they're also joined by Eric and Julie Breckenfelder. And asked why they keep coming back. Well, Chris says it's the best poker run of the year. And it's another team from Texas. We've got a lot of them here on this event. Clark Beecher in his 39-foot Nortec, Stealin time. And yes, indeed, you do need to steal a lot of time to do this run. Tuesday to the following Monday, 6 days on the water, plus a day of travel each way. Easily an 8 or 9 day investment for any of us doing this extended version of the Key West poker run. And let's welcome another newcomer. This is Michael Internosha, who's from Florida with this 39-foot deep impact team, Repossessed. And it's kind of an old school 399. It's super shape, super clean. But pay attention here as she goes by. Watch, look in the back seat as we fend them off. They have got these cool little foldable scooters. And there they are, just sitting on a towel on the back bench. He's like, I'm not going to rent a scooter in Key West. I'm going to bring my own. And for those of you who pay attention to these deep impacts, this is a 2013 model, which is why it looks substantially different from the newer ones. And it's time for another skater, this time Justin Beischel from Ohio, 36-foot skater called Team Short Circuit. Well, you guys made Kendall laugh. Team Short Circuit came up short, one poker card. And continuing Skater Fest to Key West as Shane Guidry pulls up in this 38 skater. And you guys now know why I love my job. It's because those beautiful ladies up front getting the card. Extra points for Team Relentless. And of course, it's another skater and an annual pilgrimage, if you can call it that. Michael Alexander from New York in his outboard-powered 32 skater. TJA Motorsports are here every year for the Key West run. And when I say every year, I think literally every year, as long as I can remember. Probably a dozen or more years in a row that they have done this event. And it's a family affair for the Palmers. Their first Key West event, Cody on the bow, getting the poker card, and Father Jeff at the throttles right now, maneuvering up to the dock. I love the story because Dad Jeff had talked about this event for years to his son. So his son Cody bought him the poker run at Christmas time as a gift, and doing it together for the two of them was just priceless for Dad. Jeff's wife and daughter, drove down with their puppy from Miami to join them in Key West. And listen to this, they stayed aboard a two-bedroom, two-bathroom sailboat in Key West with their skater docked alongside. That is a great story. But shh, don't tell anybody they stayed on the sailboat. And here's another team from Kentucky. I believe it is their first Key West run. Greg and, it says Alex, but I think that he's with his wife Heather Scheller from Kentucky in this 39-foot Nortec. In fact, they had Greg and Alex registered for the run, but I think there's more than Greg and Alex on this boat. Nortec with a very strong showing, manufacturer representation, over 30 Nortecs on the event. And of course, it's another skater pulling up to the dock, this time Andy Imhoff and Team Teasers. It's a 36-foot skater with twin 1200s, 2003 model. You can see it's a full race setup, been converted for poker runs. Andy comes back year after year. He loves the poker run. He says it's the best event of the year, and they have invited the entire poker run to join them at Teasers every night. These are some fast clips, so say hi real quickly to Bobby and Kendall Burke and their 36 Gladiator. Here's Chris and Brandy Humphrey in their 39-foot MTI. We recently awarded them the Best Paint and Graphics Award at the Orange Beach Powerboat Week event. And let's say hi to Brandon Perkins all the way from California, Team Weed Wacken, 34-foot MTI powered by Mercury Racing 450Rs. First time here for Key West. And it's another 39 MTI, Joel Levac all the way from Canada, Team Levac Motorsports. And here's longtime member Kevin Primer from Ontario in his 38 statement. It's an annual event for John Wittenberger Sr. from New Jersey. He's attending with his 39-foot cigarette center console on the Rocks 3. And a big shout out to all of us with older Top Guns. David Schaefer from Michigan in his 38-foot cigarette called Team Paint Run. And you've got to love this segment now as we get high up in the air, about 500-600 feet, looking down on Haulover. Not an angle that we get very often as we catch the teams moving their way out into these beautiful coastal waters, running southbound from the Haulover Inlet down to Government Cut. Only about an 8-mile ride, but this is the run that many of us fear. First getting out the inlet if there's an outgoing tide and strong east winds, but we don't have those conditions today. We have beautiful conditions as we catch up to this pair of MTIs. And another first-timer, Brett Spraggins from California, 39-foot MTI with a pair of Mercury Racing 450s, Bougiee AF. I'll let you guys figure out what that team name is all about. And he is running alongside the MTI Factory entry, another 390X with a pair of Mercury Racing 450Rs. This is the hot ticket now, a twin outboard-powered Cat. MTI has nailed it with this 8-person cockpit for the 39, and they are just rolling these out of their factory as fast as they possibly can. Great flying here from our chopper pilot as we now close in on this factory entry, registered to Taylor Sism. I don't see her at the helm, but she is sitting there in the front seat with a big grin on her face, I'm sure, as this MTI crew puts this 390X through the paces and putting on a great show indeed. And just some amazing visuals here as we fly up high, somewhere between 400 and 500 feet, doing this quick circle and then dropping down on Team Raging Bull, Sam and Matt Gabriel in this 48-foot MTI. So kind of continuing the MTI theme here as we catch up to some of these teams. This one, of course, an iconic 2014 48, built originally by Gino Gargiulo, Mercury Racing 1350s, Lamborghini theme in every which way, most notably the hull styling along the sides of the boat. But Sam and Matt Gabriel really enjoying the boat. They brought it on the run a year earlier to the Key West event, had some mechanical failures and a 7-hour idle back to marathon, as they told us in their video bio. But clearly they have gotten over those hurdles, and she's running just fine today. Woohoo! Got a little dizzy on that one. That's the beauty of that GoPro 360 Max, giving us some great angles as we now go into the pack, heading back towards Haulover Inlet and coming upon these boats. Many of them running 80, 90, close to 100 miles per hour, because these conditions are giving them the opportunity to hit those throttles and enjoy the performance of these amazing machines. I think that many of you out there who are enjoying this video as much as I am can appreciate that the chopper and the FPC video crew are spending a lot of time at and around Haulover Inlet. And I think that is really adding to the quality of this video, because we're getting these teams as they come out from the protected waters here of the Intracoastal out through the Haulover Bridge into the open waters of the ocean, but then experiencing the kind of conditions that they really came here for. You know, Haulover Inlet can bite you in the butt, as we all know, but you know, when the conditions are ideal, it really makes for a great ride. As we now catch up with Brandon Perkins, another team that came all the way from California, which truly amazes me just how many teams are coming, 3,000 miles away to attend this event. And that speaks volumes about the signature nature of this Key West event and why so many teams make it their bucket list poker run. And these are the kind of conditions today that are giving Brandon and his crew and all the other teams really something to take home. A lot of great memories of a beautiful ride from Miami through the scenic waterways to Key West. And just more great video of Chris and Brandy in their brand new 390X, another one of the many MTIs that actually won MTI Manufacturers Cup for the best representation here on this event, as the teams appear to be now making their turn towards Government Cut. So they've had their first run of about 8 miles offshore and had their fun. Now they're going to turn inside and enjoy kind of a scenic ride through downtown Miami before heading into Biscayne Bay. And from there, they'll have about 100 miles of protected waters down to about Marathon, Florida, where they will then turn and run offshore for the final leg. Just giving you guys kind of a recap of what you can expect as an entry here on the Key West run. Of course, the new event coming up, the 2022 edition, celebrating 30 years with the Florida Powerboat Club, in our 30th year now doing this epic Key West event, where we may very well reach an all-time new record with over 300 registered boats for that 30th anniversary celebration. And now closing in on Tyler Stone, another team from California, and another team enjoying this brand new MTI 390X, a pair of Mercury Racing 450s. I love the red cowlings on the motors. Guys, that's a lot of extra work and shows the amount of custom detail that goes into building these MTIs. And by now, many of you are probably wondering, well, is anybody actually from Florida in the Florida Powerboat Club? Well, actually, guys, about 80% of our teams are from out of state, and we're very proud of that fact. And one of our future episodes, we're going to release statistics that showcase where everybody came from and what kind of boats they're driving. As we now catch up with Mark and Eileen Fisher, not only longtime attendees and members of the club for over 20 years, but more recently sponsors of the Florida Powerboat Club, owning the Deep Impact and Blackwater brands. This one, a brand new Deep Impact 399 full cabin edition, Quad Mercury Racing 450Rs, and that very sort of battleship looking gray. It's a popular color now. I believe it's an Audi color, maybe called Nardo gray, and those blue highlights. And what's different about this color, it's not paint. That is a new gel coat offered by Deep Impact Custom Boats. And we are now making that final turn into Government Cut and the landmark South Beach as we know it in the backdrop. Well, that was fast and furious, but we are well past the 30-minute mark, and that means we're going to sign off from this episode number 1 with feature coverage of the 29th annual Key West Poker Run brought to you by Cigarette Racing Team and by all of these leading manufacturing sponsors who are the performance marine industry as we know it and are the extended family of the Florida Powerboat Club. And we've got plenty more episodes ahead, 11 total, as we feature the stars of our show, the members of the Florida Powerboat Club who are out enjoying the Florida powerboating lifestyle. Remember, guys, the only place to find these episodes is right here on Florida Powerboat Club's YouTube channel. So be sure to watch our next episode. You've got to subscribe to the channel. Be sure to click that notification bell so that you'll get a notification because you can't afford to miss another episode. Be sure to check out the website at flpowerboat.com for all of the details about upcoming poker run events in 2021 as well as membership information. You can follow us on Facebook at Florida Powerboat Club, and you can follow us on Twitter and on these Instagram pages. Thanks to all of our viewers for your wonderful comments on our page, and you guys know who you are, and I really do appreciate that. But if you have questions or comments you want to direct to me specifically, please use my personal email at stu@flpowerboat.com. I check that daily, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. We're going to sign off for now. This is Stu Jones along with our producer Ryan McCoy in the Pompano Beach studio. Have fun out there, guys. Be safe on the waterways. Wear your life jackets when the time is right, and always respect your fellow boaters. Bye for now.